Hey, what's up guys? Mike here with Practical Training Professionals. You're probably asking, what am I doing recording out in front of the UPS store? Well, that's a very simple answer. They have a public notary. Why do we need a public notary? We need a public notary to sign our Maryland Designated Collector's affidavit. So stay tuned guys, we're gonna run in here, get this notarized real quick, and then we'll bounce back to the studio and I'll tell you exactly what that Maryland Designated Collector affidavit is and what it can do for you and your firearms experience in the state of Maryland. So let's get into it. Hey, what's up guys? Like I said, here we are back in the studio. Right now we're gonna jump onto the Maryland State Police website. I'm gonna walk you through what that Maryland Regulated Firearms Designated Collector affidavit and application looks like. For the rest of the video, we will be calling it Designated Collector. It's the same thing, okay? It's just gonna shorten that word down a little bit for you guys. Now, before we jump into that, guys, do us a favor, jump down there, hit that subscribe button and that thumbs up button. If you like what we're doing here, this is a firearms channel. Hit that subscribe button if you're interested in learning more about firearms reassembly, disassembly, different stuff like that. Maryland law. We have a big focus on Maryland law on this channel. So without further ado, let's get into it, guys. All right, guys, real quick, the first place you're going to want to head before you start here is right here. Let's go ahead and start off. So you're going to want to type in all right, guys, the first thing you're going to want to do is head over to your favorite web browser. It doesn't matter what it is, Google, DuckDuckGo, it doesn't really matter. But right here, you want to type in PTPGun.com and that should pop up. And then once you're here, normally you just head on over here to the blog section, and that's where you'll find this video. You'll find a lot more stuff about it. You'll find all kinds of stuff in here about Maryland law and different stuff like that, guys. But every resource that you're going to need to make this happen, you'll be able to find it right here at PTPGun.com/blog. Now, for the purposes of creating this video, I'm going to be working out of the Maryland State Police website. There'll be links to that down below, guys. But honestly, everything that you're going to need to do this is over here at PTPGun.com/blog. There'll be links to that down in the description. It shouldn't take you any extra time to get there from here. So yeah, let's go ahead and get back to filling out the application, guys. So the Maryland Designated Firearms Collector, as I mentioned, that's what we'll be calling it, the Designated Collector. All right. It's a status granted and approved by the Maryland State Police upon submission of an application. It's granted to those people that devote time and attention to acquiring certain types of regulated firearms for the enhancement of that person's, that collector's, personal collection, or possesses an FFL for a collector of curio and relics. That's not us. Okay, guys? So a designated collector is not authorized to act as a firearms dealer. We know that. The reason we're applying for this, guys, is so that we could purchase more than one firearm in a 30-day period. So who should apply? The person may not purchase more than one regulated firearm in a 30-day period unless that person is a designated firearms collector. There are some exemptions to this, all right? Now, one of those, or two of them that we're going to talk on here, is the purchase of a bulk. The purchase is a bulk purchase from an estate sale. So normally, if you go to your gun store, you'll be able to purchase, you'll fill out a 77R for one firearm only, okay? Then the gun store goes in there, they fill it out, they submit it, the Maryland State Police receives it, and then they have basically 7 days to disapprove or not disapprove your request to purchase that firearm. And then on the 8th day, you can go and pick it up. And then you have to wait another 30 days before the same process happens again. That's frustrating. Now, if you were to go to an estate sale where they had a lot, like a capital LOT of firearms, you would be able to fill out 177R for that entire list of firearms. But then you wouldn't be able to do that again for some time, depending on the number of firearms that were in that lot. The second that we want to talk about here is this one. The purchase is for the purpose of taking advantage of a dealer's discounted price for multiple purchase. No more than 2 firearms may be purchased at any time this way. All right, so what does that mean? So what that means is if you go to a firearms dealer and they're running a promotion, it has to be a promotion. And you could buy like a buy one, get one free, or a buy one, get one, 40% off or something like that. And you purchase both of those, you can buy those 2. You still have the same 7-day wait period. And then depending on the number of firearms, it may extend how long. So that 30 days may turn into 60 days before you could purchase another regulated firearm in the state of Maryland. That's why we want to get the Maryland Designated Collector affidavit, to have that granted to us. Okay. I almost use the word license there, but you're not getting a license. All right. So how to apply, right? Applying is pretty simple. What you'll do is you'll end up clicking this Designated Collector affidavit form right here. Boom. This is what it looks like. All right, guys. This is that big long string of words I was telling you about, the Regulated Firearms Collector Application and Affidavit. This is super simple. Okay, guys. What you'll do is you'll fill out the applicant information. It's all just check in the box type stuff. You'll have to describe the nature of collecting activities. Now, this is kind of a big one for us guys. So as Ryan always likes to say, and I've kind of taken to saying this, you want to give them what they need, not what they want. All they need is a very simple explanation. All right. They don't need 5 paragraphs of what the nature of your collecting activities are. It's very simple. And I'll show you what I use on my application right here. Check this out. So right here, guys, on the application, again, all of this stuff up here at the top is all very check in the box stuff, your height, weight, where you live, your driver's license ID, all that different stuff like that. But right down here, it says, describe the nature of collecting activities. Now, this is where you want to give them what they need, not what they want. And we always recommend keeping it as simple as possible. So when they ask me on my application, describe the nature of collecting activities, I'm going to keep it as simple as possible. For all lawful purposes. Well, hold on. Spelling's not my strong suit today. Purposes. And that's it. That's all they need, guys. It doesn't take more than that. I promise you. So fill out all the check in the box stuff. When it says describe the nature of collecting activities, don't write yourself up 5 paragraphs of crap, guys. Keep it simple. All right. And then down here at the bottom, this is why I was at the UPS store earlier. You have to go and get this thing notarized again. I'm not promoting the UPS store in Leonardtown. I'm just saying it was very convenient for me living in the Southern Maryland area and living in Leonardtown. They charged me $4 to get mine done. At least that's what they charge today. It may be different whenever they start seeing hundreds of you pour in the door. Hopefully they give PTP a kickback. So wink, wink. And then, so you fill out the check in the box stuff, you get it notarized. And then what you're going to do is end up taking this and sending it by first class mail to this address over here on Reisterstown Road, guys. Real quick, guys, make sure you drop down there, hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so that you get alerted when more videos like this come out. But so I left the UPS store and I'm driving over toward the post office so that I could send this thing off first class mail. And then I remembered something. And again, you guys should already know this. I was carrying my firearm like I always do. And I had to remember there for a minute that firearms are not allowed in post offices, not only in federal post offices. Not only that, they're not allowed on the premises. So I actually had to park across the street, secure my firearm, and then walk in there. But there was a split second there. And again, guys, it's about always being vigilant, being aware of the law in your state and federally to make sure that you're not ending up fighting a losing battle in the legal system. All right, guys. Again, make sure you're subscribed because we're doing an entire series on laws surrounding firearm, Maryland law specifically, and we'll touch on the federal law at times. We'll be bringing in a lawyer to answer a lot of the questions that you guys have had that you've sent to us. If you have any questions that you want answered by a lawyer here, a Second Amendment and a self-defense lawyer in the state of Maryland, drop down the comments below. Let us know there. Or even simpler, guys, send me an email, Mike@PTPGun.com, and we'll make sure that we track down those answers. And just a little spoiler for you guys, we're going to be taking questions and then giving out gifts. So if your question is one of the ones that's selected and it makes it to the interview with the lawyer, you'll win a prize. So stay tuned for that, guys. All right, back to it. Let's bounce back over here, guys. All right. So how to apply? That's how you apply. You fill out the form. You can click it right here and download it. And then you send it by mail to the licensing division address listed above. Again, that's right here. Super simple. All right. How much does it cost? My favorite amount. Nothing. Except the fee for a notary and the fee for a first class envelope. For me, it was $4 for the notary and 70 something cents for the envelope. So less than $5. Okay. When should you renew? Never. It never expires. All right. Frequently asked questions. This is what some of you guys need to pay attention to here. Okay. Do I get a card with it? No, you don't. You get an email unless you specifically ask for a paper letter. All right. But no, you'll get an email. Okay. Am I licensed when I become a designated collector? No. All right. It's a status that's granted to an individual by the Maryland State Police. That's it. It allows you to purchase more than one firearm at a time. That's really it. Okay. It doesn't grant you any additional privileges or expedite the processing time required for a regulated firearms purchase. That means you still got to wait the 7 days between purchasing the firearm and actually picking it up. Now, as we like to do, we need to ensure that we understand all the laws that are pertaining to this. Okay. So Maryland State Police does a decent job here of letting you know the codes, the applicable codes that talk to the designated collector statutes. Make sure you're paying attention to Public Safety Code 5 TAC 128 and Public Safety Code 5 TAC 29. We're not going to open these guys up and dig into the weeds. As I mentioned, we're doing an entire series on Maryland law. It's coming up in the next few weeks. Make sure you're subscribed for more of that. And guys, with that, it's that simple. You download the form, fill it out, get it notarized, submit it, and then you send it first class mail, and then you wait. All right. Now, I've heard as little as 2 weeks, you'll get it back. I've heard 90 days. I've heard some people, like if you head over to MarylandShooters.com, you get in the form and you ask that question. Some people will tell you, I submitted it and I had to wait like 6 months to get it back. So basically, what does that mean? It means there's no set time. All right. For instance, the Maryland handgun permit, the wear and carry permit, they have 90 days upon submission of the application to give you a disposition. No such boundaries exist for the designated collector affidavit. So submit your application and then stand by. The next question you can ask is this: how do I use it, right? Once I have it, how do I use it? And that takes us back over here, guys. I want to show you something. So as I mentioned, guys, we're doing an entire series on, anything related to firearms in the state of Maryland. One of the first things we're going to be doing, it'll be one of the next 1 or 2 videos that comes out from this channel, has to do with the Maryland 77R. All right. So on that 77R, and I actually have to fill one out, I'm doing a private party sale or a secondary sale this afternoon. So I'm going to document that, and there'll be another video coming out on how to do a secondary sale of a regulated firearm in the state of Maryland. But down here on the very bottom, we're going to go ahead and select yes. As a designated collector, that's all you do. On one form, you select yes. If you're on the form 77R. If you're not a designated collector, you select no. It's that simple, guys. All right. Now, it does say here that they recommend that the applicant present their designated collector letter to their selected firearm dealer. It's pretty simple, guys. What I do is I just download the form, or I just take a screenshot of the form online, and then I could just give that to whoever it is, either over at Gun Monkeys or JMJ. And then that's it, guys. What does that do for you? All right. So assume this. Assume you go and you buy a gun, right now, today, you go and you buy a gun. It's been more than 30 days since the last time you picked up your last firearm. Sweet. You get it. You come back 7 days from now. You go 8 days. On the 8th day, you go back to pick it up. While you're there, you see another firearm that you want to get, right? Something new came out, like that new Smith & Wesson MP9 M2.0. Maybe you want to get that. Shit. Now you got to wait, right? Now you got to wait another 30 days and then the 7-day waiting period and all that other stuff. So what this does is it helps you eliminate that 30-day wait period. That's all this really does. Scratch that. There's one more thing that I want to talk about here today. So real quick before we get into that, guys, drop down there, hit that subscribe button. But at all of our classes, all right, and if you want to find out what classes we offer, again, we offer HQL training, concealed carry training, advanced training for pistols and carbines and all kinds. We do so much training. Head over to PTPGun.com, firearm services. You'll see everything there. First of all, let them know Mike sent you. But one of the things that we always talk about in those classes is we focus on Maryland law. There's very few legal ways that you can transport a firearm in the state of Maryland, right? You need to be going to or from the gun store, to or from a range, to or from one each of your personally owned residences, or to and from your residence to your business, okay? Unless you're a designated collector and you are transporting your firearms for an exhibition to show off your collection. All right. Let that sink in, guys. All right. And that's all we're going to say about that. If you didn't catch it, go ahead, hit rewind right there. And then when you're done, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Smash that subscribe button, ladies and gentlemen. Let us know you're feeling the love. All right, guys, a few things we covered today. All right. One, designated collector. You need to get that thing. It's basically free. It costs you about $5. All right. It empowers you to be able to purchase more than one regulated firearm in a 30-day period. Secondly, make sure you subscribe. We're doing a lot. We're doing a whole series on Maryland law, Maryland forms, how to fill stuff out. We've already kind of started it with the HQL video that's right up here in the card, or the wear and carry as a business owner, which is right up here in this card. And there's more to come. We're doing a video on the 77R, the private transfer, or the secondary sale from private citizens. All kinds of stuff. We got lawyers coming in the studio. We're going to start doing some reacts type videos with a lawyer and self-defense situations and say, would this have been legal if this happened in Maryland? Again, our job is to get that information out there for you. Lastly, make sure you head over to PTPGun.com and sign up for some of our classes, guys. You're going to learn all of this stuff and so much more. Plus, you get to see this handsome face, right? Should I say ugly mug, right? Depends on your flavor of the week. But anyhow, guys, as always, a little bit of humor there at the end. That's what we try to bring: information, entertainment, guys. But at the end of the day, what we want to see everybody do is train, defend, and then prevail. So with that, guys, we're out here. Bam.